I'm sick. SBMM is, dare I say, killing video games as a whole. The low chance he'll stream Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. The reason is skill-based matchmaking. Really?
I don't know what it is, guys, but after streaming Battle Royales for majority of my career, I'll throw that in air quotes, that's what I really love streaming. Can I be completely honest with you guys? If SBMM wasn't a thing, I would stream multiplayer. SBMM, I've said this before and I'll say it again, man. SBMM is I dare say, killing video games as a whole. I don't want to get on a huge SBMM tangent here. We don't have to do this, okay? But it literally, I am playing against Giga Sweats with no rating, and then John comes in with, you know, his binky in his mouth, and John's like, wow, you ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm playing against guys that have like a 1.5 or a 2 or a 3 KD, and John's playing against 0.02. I don't know what it is, guys, but after streaming Battle Royales,
I think his perspective makes sense from someone who plays video games 10 hours a day and does so for a living. But if you're somebody who like hops on the game after work, you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of people who play video games are, SBMM like keeps you playing the game, to be honest. Cause like I'm like, even someone like me, I play video games 4 hours a day, like 4 plus hours a day, 5+ days a week. Like that is not average. That is like, I am a top percent like person who plays video games, like in terms of time spent playing video games. Does that make sense? Someone like my cousin who hops on a game a couple times a week, you know what I'm saying, for maybe like 1 to 2 hours at a time, right? Like SBMM is for him. He doesn't need to or want to go against motherfuckers who, you know, play the game all damn day. Niggas like me. My cousin does not want to go against niggas like me, right? And Tim the Tap Man plays the game like way more like than the system thinks that like he like his skill level is not at the skill level the system thinks it's at because of how much he plays the game, right? Tim the Tap Man is an average level gamer, dare I say it, right? But he plays the game like an amount of above average gamers, right? Dare I say, elite level gamers, right? So here you have somebody who is average at the game, but plays it an absurd amount. So he's getting matched with motherfuckers who are good at the game because they play it a lot, right? I don't think Tim would be mad at SBMM if he was better at games. That's my opinion. And I think a lot of streamers who complain about SBMM are in that same boat where they're better than the average player, but they're not as good as the niggas who play the game for a living. And so they're getting paired in that skill bracket because of SBMM, and they're getting pissed on. When in reality, they want to go against people who are not as good at them or not as good as them because of content, right? It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. My solution is just get better for it. Like, I don't know. I don't know about all that, dude. Like, SBMM is what's keeping games alive, right? In the modern culture of games. Back in like 2012 in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 days, SBMM didn't need to exist because, you know, like no one gave a fuck that much, really, right? And when you ran into somebody who was crazy good at the game, you're like, oh, that's fucking tight, right? You see nigga who's like 17th prestige, whatever the fuck it is, and you're just like, yo, this guy is cold. I'm trying to be like him. Nowadays, kids are so used to being catered to that you get SBMM in the games now because no one wants to go against little Timmy who can sit at home all day playing for fucking 12 hours. And by proxy get fucking cracked at the game because that's all he does with his fucking time. Right? It's to save us from ourselves. I do feel bad for streamers who are like, you know, they play the game because it's their job. and you know they're not like, so they're like, the system thinks that they're better than they actually are because of like their stats or whatever. It's tough, but it's SBMM is good for like 99% of people. So I don't know. The people who complain about it are saying they're going up against tryhards, even though the opponents are probably not even that much better. Just cry and complain all day. Yeah, see, here's the thing, right? When you go against someone who's a tryhard, right? Like, I'm sure I've killed people and they scream, "Oh, this guy's a tryhard," and I'm sitting here fucking splooging into my microphone, screaming and yelling and pissing myself, right? And I go against people and I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking trying so hard. In reality, the dude's probably just sitting there unwinding. But he plays the game a lot, so he's like, his minimum is a lot better than my maximum. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. And there's no like, unless game companies are willing to develop like fucking AI neural net learning networks to analyze our fucking player data and to like accurately pinpoint like where, you know, who should go up against who or whatever. Like, it's a battle royale. Someone's gonna be ass and someone's gonna be like insanely good. Get better. Like, it's just a game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you can't pub stomp. Like, not everybody can. Not everybody should be able to. Like, pub stomping is fun, but like, even the motherfuckers who pub stomp, they don't pub stomp every fucking game. Like, you can't. Like, in battle royales, you can't pub stomp every fucking game. There's too much RNG. I can watch Timmy for 2.5 hours. He can get 2 pub stomp games in. Right? Most of the time, he's just kind of dying over and over again. Right? Because that's the play style of a pub stomp. Like, you have to just fight and take every fucking fight. And if you win, you win. And if you lose, you lose. And you go next. That's how pub stomping works. And it's like, oh, Tim wants to just get on and have fun. And his idea of having fun is winning constantly. It's like, but like, you're playing a battle royale. Like, it's not going to happen. If you want to have fun and play for fun, go play Overwatch. Go play Fortnite. Go play. I don't play Warzone, so I don't know how for fun that game is, but like, it's a battle royale. You're gonna get pissed on. That's how it happens. And if you get pissed on for hours on end, it's not the system's fault. It's your fault. Skill level in 2012 and below is so much lower on average. True. People have gotten better at games over time. That as well. It's not 5 years ago. Like, people 5 years ago were not as good as people now, especially with esports on the rise. As esports gets more popular, more and more kids are going to start trying harder at games. Because being a pro gamer now is like more viable than it ever has been before. If you were 13 in 2012, being a pro gamer wasn't a thing. Like, it was, but like realistically, like, it wasn't. Right? But now, if you're in middle school, if you're a 13-year-old in 2022, and you like video games, and you see all these content creators and all these pro players signing contracts, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars playing video games, you're thinking to yourself, why the fuck am I not playing video games? Like, why am I not trying hard? Why am I not trying to make it be a pro gamer? If motherfuckers are doing it, right? Like, it is literally more viable than ever to be a pro. Of course these fucking 13-year-olds are gonna sweat their fucking dicks off, man. That's their future. That's their fucking livelihood. Oh shit. To a certain extent, I understand as a streamer, there's certain expectations that you're gonna be a god gamer, but like, Jesus Christ, it would be so boring if you just pub stomps all the fucking time. Yeah, that too. I mean, when you sit down and play a game for 8 hours, you don't want to just be miserable the entire time, right? You don't want to just constantly lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. And because it's like, it's not fun. Trust me, I don't even stream 8 hours, and when I lose for 4 hours straight, like, I'm not even trying to, like, I get tilted. You've seen it. I get tilted off my fucking ass. I fucking sit here. I fucking scream, cry, throw, piss. Like, I'm fucking terrible. And it's not fun. I'm not enjoying playing the game, but I am enjoying entertaining you guys. Right? And that's where I shift my focus. But Tim is from an older era of streaming where, you know, he's kind of used to getting paid to play games. And when you get, you know, when your stream is all about just playing the game and you're not enjoying playing the game, you feel like you're no longer being entertaining. But in this new era, or at least from my perspective, I feel like I can be entertaining no matter, you know, if I'm winning or losing. I'm of the mindset where, like, I prefer balanced matches. I prefer either balanced matches or people being above my skill level. right? Because my ego is so big where it's like I want to pub stomp against people who are better than me. Because pub stomping against people who are worse than me, like, it loses merit in my mind. But that's just an ego thing. Like, that's the point of SBMM, is like, it's trying to make it so that everyone enjoys the experience. Only fault of SBMM in general is getting into shittier lobbies is very easy if you just queue with a bad friend. Yes. That is the downside to SBMM, is where you can kind of like make your lobbies easier on purpose. Because like if they took SBMM out and didn't tell anybody, I guarantee you streamers would still complain. Like if they thought it was still in the game, they would complain about it, even if it wasn't. That's my guess. Because it's not something you can prove. It's just something that you feel. It's like, oh, I've been going against a lot of tryhards lately. It's SBMM, right? It's like, no, I think you're just not playing the best. I think that's the biggest problem probably, is that SBMM is too simple right now. But that's also to just reduce queue times. Because if SBMM got as complex as like people maybe want it to be, then your queue times would be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. To find like the perfect balanced lobby, right? Like it's just not gonna happen. Which is a good argument for why SBMM shouldn't be a thing, to be honest, because if you don't have SBMM, then boom, you're just putting, 60 random players together. And queue times are like as small as possible, right? So I don't know. The whole shit is like, I don't see the argument for it, to be honest. Like why? Because like you're complaining about something that only affects a very small percentage of the player base, but at the same time, like you belong to that small percentage, so it's like unlucky. There's no way anyone new would play the game if there was no SBMM. Yeah, they just wouldn't have fun. Like their first like 2 hours just wouldn't be fun, and then they wouldn't touch the game ever again. It's very hard. Like as a developer, it's very hard to bring players back to your game after they've decided to not play it. Like it's incredibly difficult. How many updates did No Man's Sky need to have before people were like, oh, this game is good now? No Man's Sky came out, and everyone was just like, yo, this game is trash. Nothing is in it that they said it was going to be in it. Blah, 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 blah. It's super bad. Blah, 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 blah. No one touched that game for 3 years. And then after 3 years of continual updates, by the way, like they released update after update after update for 3 years. Then it got picked back up by people and be like, oh, yo, No Man's Sky is actually kind of good now. 3 years. Not a lot of companies are willing to eat that and keep dumping resources in their game. I don't know. The solution to SBMM is just get better, to be honest. Like, realistically. Because, like, you don't see Timmy switching accounts. You don't see Ace switching accounts. These kids are insane at Apex. Can pub stomp any day of the fucking week. I never heard Timmy complain about SBMM a single time. And he's dropping 20 bombs every other week. Right? So it's like, are you bad or is it SBMM? Let's think about it. I don't think it's an SBMM issue. I think it's just Tim's bad at games and he's getting pissed on and he's not having fun. And the solution almost always to stop getting pissed on is to get better at the game.
A few moments later.
What is this? Ooh. Can y'all shut the fuck up about SBMM killing gaming? Y'all just pissy about it because you're aware it exists. What is this? Skill-based matchmaking has a hugely controversial issue among Call of Duty fans for years, and former developer Josh Menk has finally confirmed that COD titles have had SBMM as far back as 2007! I told y'all niggas that if they took it out of the game, y'all wouldn't know, and y'all would still complain. What did I say? What did I say? I said this shit literally earlier. If they took it out the game, you wouldn't know, and you would still complain. Modern Warfare fucking 1 had that shit. It's not SBMM. You're getting worse at the game. You can use it as an excuse, but you're just getting worse. You don't got it like you used to. You aren't nice with it. And that's okay. That is okay. And you know what? It might not even be that you're getting worse. Niggas might just be getting better. That could also be the case. That could also be the case. I swear, dude. People will do everything but accept the fact that people are getting better than them at something. And it's like, guys, fellas, who are we kidding here? Tim the Tatman's a fucking millionaire. All he has to do is press go live and play whatever the fuck he wants. In the grand scheme of it all, you're gonna let SBMM fuck your day up? Really? Really? Oh, that's why you're not playing Call of Duty. You know what I think it is? I think it's all just a grand scheme. I think it's a grand scheme that Tim is saying he's not playing new Call of Duty because SBMM this, SBMM that, when in reality, he just doesn't want to fucking play COD. And he knows that if he says he doesn't want to play COD, he's going to hit Timmy, Jimmy, and fucking Wimmy coming into his chat saying, hey, why aren't you playing new Call of Duty, Tim? Why aren't you playing new Call of Duty? Hey, are you playing Modern Warfare 2? Hey, when are you going to play Modern Warfare 2, Tim? So he's just cutting the snake off at the head. He's saying, you know what? I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I think that's what it is. I think he really doesn't give a fuck. He just doesn't want to play anymore. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all, whoever made it to the end of this video. I know it was kind of a long one, but, you know, sometimes you just got a lot to say. If you have any opinions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think, and I'll see y'all in the next one.